You're gonna get set up on a wall. You're gonna glue both feet to the wall. So bottom leg touching the floor, ankles at 90, knees at 90, hips at 90 degrees. From there, you're gonna take that top thigh and you're gonna glide it forward and glide it back. So you wanna go nice and slowly here. You can play around with the space between the knees. So you lifting that knee up, you're just gonna feel a little bit more of the glute, which is fine, as long as you can maintain the heels into the wall. So keep the tempo slow, keep it controlled. Notice where you kind of get stuck with that hip, either shifting forward or shifting back. The goal of this exercise is to create more room in the back part of your hip. So whenever you're gliding forward, you're making space, and then whenever you shift back, you're taking up that space. So notice how my hand can come onto my pelvis or my lower back. So this is just gonna make me aware of any compensation that might kick in. So here the lower back might wanna finish the movement. The goal is to keep this work in the hip and in the pelvis. You can also incorporate some breathing as you're doing this. So as you shift forward, you're going to inhale. As you glide back, you're going to exhale. Keep the heels glued to the wall and shift nice and smooth through the hip. You're gonna get into what's called a 90-90 position. So back leg is at about 90 degrees at the ankle, knee, and hip, as well as the front leg. But we can make adjustments as we go along. So the goal here is to bring your butt cheek towards the floor. So this is rotating your hip internally so that top bone is moving relative to the bottom bone. So we want to notice where you kind of get stuck and where you feel the best stretch. From there, you're going to hold this position where you feel a really gnarly stretch through the hip, and we're going to hold for the prescribed amount of time. So anywhere from 90 seconds to 2 minutes whenever we're trying to create space in the hip. So you're going to hold that stretch, you're going to wind it up, you're just going to try to relax into this position. Another important thing here is you want to keep a straight spine. So if you have a hard time staying upright, you can drop down to an elbow and again try to locate your best stretch. So once we've established where the stretch is, we're going to start contracting through that area. So you'll do this on both sides just so you can get a feel and compare. So as you can see, I set my trail leg at 90 degrees. That front leg, you can scooch it in, doesn't really matter what you do with it because the focus is the tissue in the back. So you find your stretch, you hold your stretch, you focus on that calm parasympathetic breathing. So nice and softly in the nose, long exhale out the mouth. So while the stretch is going, you're gonna start to take your attention to the back foot. So you're gonna hold whatever position you feel the best stretch. So here I'm making my adjustment to find the angle I wanna do the work from. If you're up against the wall or a couch, you could use it to help you get up taller, because the straighter you are, the more of that work you funnel into the hip. So now I take my attention to my foot, and the action I'm doing is this. I'm just gonna be trying to press my foot through the floor. So we're gonna start slowly at 10% effort, push into the ground, 20%, 30%, and you're gradually going to ramp up a contraction till you get to about 75 to 100% effort. You hold it while managing your breathing, and then immediately you're going to reverse that contraction and you're gonna try to lift your foot off the floor. So if you are at end range, you're not gonna get any lift off, but you're gonna feel it in the right tissue. So you're gonna feel it all in the top. So here I even started cramping as I was doing this, which is good. We're looking for that. We're looking for tissue that you haven't used in a while, and we're trying to create room in that hip. So after a round of contractions, you can move in and out, and then you'll do another 1 or 2 rounds of those contractions. So at the end of all the stretching and all the pressing, we're just gonna click save by going through some controlled articular rotations. So this is to help us maintain the range of motion that we just worked to gain. So you're gonna do 3 to 5 reps in each direction, nice and slow, trying to carve out as much range of motion as you can without compensating through the lower back. So my knee is bent on that non-moving side and I'm pressing my foot into the ground. I have my hand on my pelvis to make sure that it doesn't rotate as I am opening up. Another position you can play with is on all fours. So this is challenging the internal rotation and extension piece of it. So I'm leaning up against the wall. This helps me minimize compensation from the lower back and upper body. and I'll do 3 to 5 reps in each direction, slow and controlled, trying to carve out as much room as I can. And then the last variation, so this would just be the standard one, where we're standing and we're going to take the hip through a full range of motion. Again, trying your best not to lean out to the side, not to hike from the pelvis. Just keep the work and the range of motion through the hip. Running this series a couple of times a week will really help unlock your hip range of motion. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions.